Hi, I'm Rob and welcome to another TW White & Sons video review. Today's car is a Mazda CX-60 2.5 petrol plug-in hybrid Homura. So we have a lovely deep red called Soul Red Crystal. Beautiful car. It's a signature colour for Mazda and it's offset by the Homura detailing. So the Homura is our sporty trim level, therefore we have gloss black trim here. The signature wing on the front is like a dark grey, sort of shadow chrome almost, complemented by the grille, which you get on all Homuras. The lower mouldings are also black, as are the side PHEV denoted winglets, as they're called. The door mirrors, the B and C pillars, and the privacy glass. Now the privacy glass is part of an option pack called a convenience pack. So it isn't a standard fitment. This car has both the convenience and what we call a driver assist pack. So I had several extras, and as I come across them I'll explain them to you. Part of that is the surround view camera system. So we have a camera on the boot lid here, and also on each mirror tip and around on the front of the car's grille. So you'll have a surround view camera. You can individually view each side of the vehicle, the rear and front, or have an assumed view from above. Car's got keyless entry. So you can either work from the key fob itself or just touch the door handle here. And when you do such a thing, the mirrors will power in when the button's turned on. So it does power in, trust me, it does happen like that. So coming back round to the front again, with a 2.5 plug-in hybrid variant that it is, it's got 327 horsepower. You've also got up to 39 miles of range. Now the side port is where the car is charged. The other side, of course, is just for conventional fuel. And you've got your flap there. That will tell you once it's plugged in that it's connected and good to go. And of course it will show on the driver display how much charge you have and how long it will take to fully charge the car. At the back, again, the Homura has these twin exit exhausts, the same detailing as the side winglets and the grille. And as we come to the boot, touch under the pad here, that will power the tailgate up. You can also use the key and do it on the fob, and there's an internal button inside. So being a CX-60, 5 seats, 5 decent adult spaces, a rather large boot area, and the ability to swiftly fold the seats on a sort of 40-20-40 split. Using these clever handles up here, give it a tug, that will then just pull forwards. As long as the belt isn't tensioned like it is, there we go. And then there's on this side, you've got 2 other levers. The middle one, that's the middle one for 20% of the seat. And then the last one, again, the other 40%. Again, depending on the driver's seat, passenger seat, how far back they are, you may need to maneuver them slightly forward. Also got a pull-out parcel shelf. This is designed to latch onto these 2 prongs left and right up here. And that will always pull the luggage cover up and over every time you open the boot. Of course, if you're looking to maximise the space, just pull it to one side, it removes, and then you can store that somewhere else in the car. And then you've got maximum load space, huge in fact. So you have more power buttons here, give it a push, that'll drop the car back down again. You can even lock it from the boot, so you haven't got to go back to the side of the car or touch the fob again. So coming back to the inside of the car and the back seats. Okay, so we just touch the pad there to get us in and into the back. So as they're folded down, we'll pull them back up. So just push harder and it will clip. Same with the middle section and the back one, and push forward and it will clip forwards. You've also got pull-out armrest for comfort and storing of drinks, and then the rear seats are 2 outer base seats are actually heated. You've got 2 USB-Cs down there and a 3-pin plug. So again, part of the convenience pack, having the 3-pin plug. And it's 1500 watt rated, so that's quite powerful. You could even put a hairdryer in there, I believe. Isofix for child seat mounting points, nice and safe. It securely secures the seat into the chassis, and you've got the outer 2 seats that allow that to happen. Okay, so the car with standard Homura spec with a black leather interior, a lovely gold stitch which runs through the seats onto the door cards. Another Homura feature is this aluminium trim piece, complemented by the chrome below. A lovely stitch running through the car. So room for 5, adequate room for 5 easily. Coming into the driver's side of the car, again on your driver door, You've got powerful mirror functions. You've got obviously all round electric windows. Again, driver's seat with perforations on the base and the backrests. And again, that's going to aid the cooling and heated seat base. So this is standard on Homura. You've got electric driver's seat, which is standard, and that's got the ability to pair to 2 memory different settings. The steering column is also electrified, and as are the mirrors. You'll be able to link all 3 items together and save it on a predefined store there. So store number 1 or store number 2. There also is another clever bit of technology which I'll need to turn the car on to show you. So we'll power the car up, foot on brake, that makes the power button glow green. Give it 1 push, digital dash display springs to life, and it will show you various bits of information. So the car has different configurable driver displays. Using the My Drive function down here, the little rocker switch goes backwards and forwards. If I give it a twist, you've got 4 different modes. One is sport, and what that will do is it will allow the car to work with everything in play. So that's all the power from the engine, all the power from the battery, synchronized all together, 327 horsepower. So it's quite a fast accelerating car. It should dip to 60 in just under 7 seconds, which is pretty swift for a big car. You can drive up to 80 miles an hour on the EV function, which again is decent enough to maintain on a motorway. The car also will drop in and out of various modes, as in between petrol and EV when you're in normal mode, so it will work out the best place to be. Using this sort of gauge here, as you accelerate, and the throttle position will basically allow the car to drive on EV. It says EV here as well, which is telling you when it's in its electric mode, but the moment that you've put enough throttle pressure to overwhelm the EV part of the car, it will then kick the engine on. There is a dedicated EV mode, and again that will allow you to lock out the petrol engine and run with up to 39 miles. Currently not a lot of charge in this very, very low mileage car. Coming across, the last mode of note is it's a 4-wheel drive vehicle, so it has a dedicated off-road mode, and that will then just work out the best way to put the power down under the conditions that you're driving. Also got a hill descent function, which allow you to moderate your speed at a predefined speed, I think 12 miles an hour maximum, down a hill until such point you hit the bottom of a slope, and then you pick up the throttle and you take control of the car. The car itself is a 8-speed automatic. You've got standard driving modes. Also got paddles to play with the gear changes, so you can go up and down the gears in that fashion. Coming across, you can lock out the EV mode, and you can also ask the car to start charging. Any excess energy that's in the car can then start to trickle charge the battery, so this will charge as you're driving. Okay, coming down, we've got the Mazda multimedia controller with quick access buttons to things like audio, which will bring up the various audio functions applicable to this car, including Apple and Android. It's wireless. There's even a wireless charging pad here, which you'll be able to drop your phone on. Connects to the car itself. If you don't have a capable phone with Apple or Android, it will certainly do Bluetooth streaming and bring your phone data across. Coming down, you'll notice an electronic handbrake. That keeps this whole area here available for storage, things like drinks holders. A double lidded center armrest, which also houses more USB-Cs, and you can somewhere to plop your phone so it stays out of sight. And coming across, real buttons for the heating and ventilation. So the car has heated seats and cooling seats, not at the same time, but you can choose. Obviously this is the summer function, this is your winter function. The car has a heated steering wheel also. This is on this side, and again that will heat the rim, which is quite nice in the next few months. You're going to be relishing that. You've also got these piano keyboard style controls for the temperature control, and you can split the car's temperature left to right should you choose to do so. So you can have an equal synchronized, as it's called, or you can individually change the controls to suit. Coming up, back to the screen. If I pop it into reverse, you'll note the cameras I described earlier. So at the moment it's showing backwards, but this side will show all around the car. There's a mirror on each door mirror. There's a camera rather on each door mirror, and that's my hand there. And then pop it back into drive. If you don't want to do that, you can actually just push the button again, and it will bring up the view without having to put it into reverse or put it into forward driving. So just give it a touch and it disappears. Coming on to the steering wheel, we've got multifunction. So this is media centric, this is your Bluetooth telephone prep, and the info button controls the little screen on the right hand side. This is more safety related equipment, so you've got lane departure. You've also got a speed limiter, which you can pre-program to stop the car exceeding a predefined speed, and of course you've got your adaptive cruise. So this activates. Okay, this then changes the gap in time, my finger here, and then you can reduce the gap down to half a second, so take it all the way through to 2 seconds, and the car will preserve that. So even if the vehicle in front starts to slow, you'll slow with it, keeping that gap in time almost perfectly, and it will bring the car to a halt should that be appropriate. If you're driving along in traffic, again, it's stop start. Again, it's a nice feature to use because it will just follow the car in front of you and just make a nice relaxing drive. You're not worrying about traffic and stuff. So ultimately, if you turn this all off, it will re-establish the standard driver display, and if you use through the toggle system, when you're back into sport, it's a conventional speedo and rev counter as per normal car. Okay, we have an electric steering column, so I mentioned this earlier, you can link that with the memory function for the seat and the door mirror positions. The stalks themselves are easy to use, and they're auto function for the headlamps, with a high beam function on the end of the stalk, and this side is your automatic wipers. Again, move it down, there's a light which glows to tell you it's live and active. It gives a courtesy wipe, and then it just rates for rain from the rain and light sensor just behind this panel here. Coming down, as I mentioned before, you've got the memory function to store your driving positions, somewhere for parking change and oddments, and a quick access to disable some of the functions that will sort of chirp and beep at you, telling you when you're driving through different driving speed zones. There is a quick way to mute it, and that will turn everything off. It will establish when you turn the car back on and off, so it's a dedicated push every time. Lots of storage, there's great big pockets for bottle holders, drinks holders here, of course. In the back, in the armrest, there was more drinks down there. And yeah, it's a very, very nice car. So this is very low mileage, currently running at 11 miles. It shouldn't really accumulate any more until it's sold. So we have, for your pleasure, a Mazda CX-60 Homura plug-in hybrid electric vehicle awaiting your attentions. So don't hesitate to reach out to us here. You can call us through any of the branches and request a viewing or a test drive, but the car is ready to go effectively. So we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you very much.